final tap that goes about head high, and when the ball comes down, he fucking crushes it like 300 yards. Like he basically drives the golf ball as it's falling like a baseball bat.
And he did that with no time left for them to shoot. Like Doug went up to him and Tiger wasn't nailing it, and Doug said he didn't know what to say, how to treat him. And then finally he realized he's an athlete, he does better under pressure. And he walked up to Tiger and he said, "You got one more shot, and then we have to shut this thing down." And he said at that moment, and he could have done 10 more, but he said one more, and Tiger went, "One more, got it." Boom, bang, got it, walked away.
Great commercial. I don't think there was any words in that commercial. It was just
No,
tap,
it's just a
tap,
perfect-
tap, tap, whap.
Yeah, it's perfect. And you know, I got to say, I'm doing a thing that really drives me crazy. You know, I'm friends with a lot of comedians, and I might be there with Goldman or Alan Havey or somebody, and they do a set, and I think it's great, and I'm like, "That was awesome," and they say, "Yeah, I fucking didn't tell the second joke right, and I hated my closer." And so if you like Walking Tall and you're out there, you're not wrong to like Walking Tall.
Yeah, it is what it is.
For me, I just know I worked on it for 4 weeks, so it doesn't feel like it's my movie. To answer your question at the beginning.
Runaway Jury is your movie.
Runaway Jury feels more like it, but that's I think probably the best example of one that Dave and I cared a lot about. We wrote a script that got the movie greenlit and got it made.
Runaway Jury, you mean?
Runaway Jury. But there were other writers who worked on it. We didn't get along with the director at all because
who was the director?
His name is Gary Fleeter. And he's sort of a B-level he's a person. He's a B-level human being. He's fine as a director. But as a human being, I think he's B-level.
It's like Colonel Parker said, you don't have to be nice to people on the way up if you ain't coming down. Koppelman right now has established he ain't fucking looking back. Fleeter can suck my nuts.
That, yeah.
Or as Daryl Wright said, kiss my dick.
No, man, Fleeter, he's not a nice person really to people in general in Hollywood. And
that always fascinates me.
He wanted to direct.
We're playing make believe, and we're getting paid.
Yeah, we're getting paid.
We get to take naps. At lunch, I'm gonna go lay down while these crew guys are loading fucking sandbags. That they're called sandbags because they're heavy, because they're filled with sand. And I have to take them all back to the truck, and they don't get a van ride back to the truck. They're just bringing in lights, and they always live way too far away to be in this business. It's like I drove in from a Diamond Bar. Well, then you're an asshole. Then you should open a paint shop in Diamond Bar if you're driving to fucking Studio City every day to push a camera.
The Canadian ones are coming all the way from cottage country.
Man. Yeah. I'm in cottage country. So Fleeter directs Runaway Jury.
No, so Fleeter wanted to direct Rounders, and we all blocked him from doing it because he was we just felt like he'd be a guy. We felt like he would come onto the movie and just fire us off it just because that's what he does. So when he came on to Runaway Jury, he intentionally made an insultingly low offer for us to keep going, as if to say, you know, you're worthless. So we just said, fuck you, and walked away. So he ended up hiring another writer who wrote some of that movie. And so that's an example. It was frustrating.
Is his name on it?
Yeah.
So he gets residuals for your baby?
Yeah, we share the residuals together.
So you and David write. How long did it take you to write Runaway Jury?
That movie, I think, took maybe 5 months to write.
And then you go. The process is what? You go. You finish the movie. You look at. You realize it's done at some point.
Well, then you realize it's done, and then you give it to producers. I mean,
how do you know it's done? Isn't there a part of you that goes, I think we could just, because I guess more like you, where I'm like, fuck it, it's done. I don't know what to tell you.
No,
but other people obsess. And obsess
you get really obsessive about this stuff. But sometimes there's a delivery date, right, where they want it by a certain point,
and you go,
that kind of forces the thing. But you don't turn it in until you feel like you don't have any more ways to fix it. Like, we'll finish a script, put it in a drawer. Now, there's no drawers because you don't print it, but, put it away. Look at it again in 10 days. And if suddenly you see, oh, fuck, that scene doesn't work. That relationship seems like bullshit. That line's not really funny. You go back, you work on it more. But when you get to the point where you have no idea what's wrong with it anymore, that's when you got to share it with other people. So you share it with the producer then. Okay. And then the producer will give you notes, and if those notes make sense, you do them together. And then, then you give it to the studio, and they give you notes and feedback.
That's where the relationship is no longer symbiotic. When the studio says, we think the stick should have a personality, and you have to go back and fake type. Like, do you make believe type? Going, enter Dwayne carrying a stick. The stick is a bit of a chip on his shoulder.
What they really mean by that, all right, if you want to dive in, what they really mean by the stick has to have a personality is they want it to have an origin story. Right? They want the stick to have a backstory.
That makes sense.
They want to know, why does this, how did this iconic thing come into being? But the way that they...
Like, why are they just brass knuckling people in the face? Like, why the stick? That's what they want to know.
That's what they want to know.
But they can't say it like a human being. They have to say, maybe this thing can have a little personality.
They have to, what they want from you is to actually respond. Like, what they want from you really is ultimately, sometimes if it's the head of the studio, they just want you to do the notes. But what they want is for you to have some sort of authorial voice or opinion, right? They do want you to
want to be heard.
They want to be heard, but they want you to actually have an opinion that you can back up. They want to be heard, and then they want you to respond.
That's
most of the time, and it depends at what level you're working.
I would have thought they just want to put their fingers in the pie and go, look what I did.
But those don't turn into movies. I'd say most of the time, those don't turn into movies. And the other thing is, we've been lucky in that we've written a lot of originals that, percentage-wise, that were our idea and that got made and went all the way to a movie. Those we've been on set, either directed them or produced them, or where the director wanted us around. And so we didn't feel fucked. We've never felt fucked on a movie that got made that was our original thing. Like, we've been really lucky at that. I'm not saying it's not going to happen.
Lucky, yeah.
It happens. I mean, but it just hasn't happened yet.
I forget who it is. My wife, I should probably just call her in here and ask her, but she's upstairs with the baby. She knew a guy that wrote a super dark black comedy.
Yeah.
Dark, sardonic, awful family. Like, if Ordinary People was funny. And the guy, hands it over, and then he goes to set, and there's just kids, piling out of a house. And this one girl they go, hey, this is so-and-so, he's the writer. And it's not the girl that was hired in the first place. She goes, hi, today we're practicing our song. And the guy just got in his car and went home. There's nothing for me here.
Did you ever see The Big Picture, the Martin Short?
Of course. I don't know what you do. I've never heard of you, but you're very talented. I'm never wrong about these things.
In that movie, he goes, it starts out, it's this desolate, he's writing a script, and it's
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon's writing a script, and it's set in this desolate environment with this guy alone in the cold of winter. And then by the time he's done with the development movie, it's set on it's called Beach Nuts, and it's set on a beach, and it's like these two couples now, young. They were originally middle-aged. They look like Philip Seymour Hoffman. Then they look like, they were just kids.
But that's never happened to you.
No. I mean, it's happened on movies that didn't it's only happened on movies that then didn't get made because something
didn't get made because you tapped out.
Because something was broken, because those notes and because something in it got to the point where everyone went, oh, we're not going to make this.
Are any of those movies that you wrote that you got bullshit notes still out on the wire where you're like, fuck, if I could pull that back and just rewrite it with Jay Mohr, we could really make a run at this?
That would be great. Yeah. Right, this is all about.
In all seriousness, are there movies that didn't get made that you're going, if the statute of limitations or whatever it's called could just run out, I could really make that work?
There was one, and I can't talk about it yet because it hasn't been written about.
Right.
But there's one that we wrote that I knew was a movie, and it was mind-boggling to me that it wasn't a movie. But I think we're shooting it this summer, so it's going to become with it. We're not directing it, but we've kind of got this movie together now with two movie stars, and I think it's happening. And that I would have said yes, and I would have said the name of that script, where it was just proper. I read it 6 months later, and I thought, that's a movie. I don't understand why. But it was a thing where the head of his studio got fired. The new guy wipes the slate.
It's not his project.
Right. He can't win by making it. But it was really driving me crazy. I'd wake up sometimes and I go, I don't fucking understand. I've been doing this a long time. I know when they're good. I mean, I do know when they're a movie or when they're not. Right. Certainly 6 months later, I know. You can look at a thing you did as an artist. You could look at a thing you wrote, a hunk, an idea, and go, that kind of sucked. What I was wrong. Or you can go, that worked. Yeah, I gave it a shot. But sometimes you look back and you go, that was funny. That's really good. Why didn't that work? So that is getting made, which sort of has restored a lot of my faith.
Are there any that are completely dead in the water that you go, I don't know why that's dead in the water, and if I could just fish it out?
You can usually
resuscitate it.
When I was younger, I would have said that, but you can usually find a reason why.
Oh, really?
You can find it, because.
But there aren't. So the answer is no.
Yeah, no. If I'm honest with myself, no. I could say yes, but if I'm honest with myself, no. It means it didn't quite get there. It didn't quite become. For something to really become a movie,
you still could find mistakes in it.
I can find maybe not the answers, but I can go. It didn't quite amount to something that should really be a movie, because the resources that have to go behind something, right? Even Solitary Man, I mean, that still is a $10 million movie. We had to go
Michael Douglas and $2 million for lights,
right? But
equipment.
Michael's he's the greatest guy, and just
was he dying when you made this? Was this pre-dying, during dying, or after?
No, he at the premiere to our movie, he turned to my wife and he said, I think I got something wrong with me. The doctors
very
can't
ill.
figure it out. But he's fine. He's great now. He's fine. Cured. He's great.
Yeah, he really was supposed to die. Right. No, I mean for how sick. God, that sounded horrible. For how sick he was, he is kind of like this bizarre walking miracle. Where you're like, why? How is this guy alive?
He's a really strong guy, and that cancer, if they catch it, they can give a treatment that makes you look really bad while they're giving it, but they can fix you up.
You wrote, oh, you know what? They got to stop bringing his dad out at the award shows. It's not cute. It's awful.
Dick Clark's worse, though. As long as Dick Clark's around, Kirk gets a free pass. I mean, he really does. He gives tremendous cover. I just think Dick Clark gives tremendous cover to Kirk. That's what I believe.
You think Kirk Douglas watches New Year's Eve and looks at Dick Clark and looks at Michael and goes, who's this old guy?
Yes, I do. Who's this guy who can't talk?
8, 5, 11, 1.
That's a buddy movie. Dick Clark and Kirk.
What do you call it? Tremors 2?
Yeah. I'd love to see like you and Fred Armisen play the two of them.
I like to see me and Fred Armisen do anything. I love that guy. He's so brilliant. His SNL audition, I was told, I don't know why anybody would make this up. You know, usually when you audition, you have your characters and stuff. He just sent in like a bunch of weird films. I
just heard him tell the story on some music show. He was a musician. You should have him on. Have you asked him to come on?
No, Mark Maron hoards guests.
I saw Maron. Maron was on my flight out to L.A. yesterday.
Okay.
And I see him in the airport, and we know each other a tiny bit. We've met a few times.
I saw you tweeting back and forth like a couple of schoolgirls.
And so I went up to him and I said, "Are you having fun? You know, because he's become so successful. He's got a show just picked up on IFC. You having fun?" And he just looks at me and he goes, "No." What will it take? What will it fucking take for the guy to smile?
What was his show, his podcast? The one, because I've been going door to door to E and everybody going, we should do more stories on television.
Well, he's doing. I think it's about him doing his podcast.
All right.
Like it's fictional. Ed Asner's on there playing his something.
Ed
but I
Asner's
think
playing Alan Havey.
You should, yeah. You got to have Havey on your show. You got to have Havey.
I'll have anyone on my show. It's great. We love doing it. It's super easy. But I just, there's only like 3 podcasts that get, me, Rogan, and Maron, and Chris Hardwick, 4 that get guests.
Right.
But Maron just lands monsters.
Yeah. Well, he's the kind of groundbreaking guy, right? I mean, he
was the tip of the spear. And he's got a 2-year head start on me.
Right.
As well. But we're going to twice a week. So, Maron, watch out, baby.
He's Earl Anthony or something. And you're coming after. You're Jason Belmonte.
Wow.
The current 2-handed bowling champ of the world. Wow. He's Earl Anthony. He came first.
Have you ever heard Stephen Lynch do comedy? He's a singer that does comedy. Did you ever hear the bowling song?
No. Does he mention like Johnny Petraglia and all those guys?
Of them? Like,
Mark
watch
Roth?
out, fuckers, pick a lane.
Really?
The bowling song.
No, I got it.
Maybe we'll play it on the way out, but I'll have to play it for you. But I'd have to get his permission to play it. But it's probably my favorite song of his because it's
Earl Anthony in there?
Earl Anthony is in there. It's so researched and perfect. It's not as funny a song by a long shot, but it's kind of like this, like Sabbathy, angry, like ooh, like he's the bowler.
I mean, you know what? That may be the best way to illustrate to people. I think you're a few years younger than me. I'm 45. How old are you?
41.
Yeah, but so you're still, though...
You were a senior when I was a freshman.
But yeah, so you remember... Because, you always try to explain to kids the way TV was back then when there were only 3 channels.
For dollars.
But I think the clearest thing is, like, on ABC, for 4 hours on Saturday afternoon, they had the Pro Bowlers Association. Like, we know the names of pro bowlers.
Yeah.
Because that's all there fucking was.
And now they've been replaced with skateboarders and surfers.
Yeah, but they're on this maybe like how many people
you think watched? You're right. They weren't on ABC.
ABC when there were only 3 channels.
They're on Fuel and Feuds.
Yeah, the whole country.
And Fox Sports. I mean,
if I say Mark Roth, tell me you can't picture the black thing that he put on his hand, like Blackjack Mulligan. He had a Blackjack Mulligan thing on his hand.
He did have a Blackjack Mulligan.
He
thing,
did.
But all I can picture now is Bill Murray and Kingpin when his hair gets crazy.
Yeah.
Like I'll never leave. Like I can't talk about it anymore because that's all I fucking see.
Me too.
Because when he starts to go mad,
it's the
and
best.
His face is super pockmarked.
Yeah, that's really the second best bowling movie ever made.
What's the number one?
Lebowski.
Oh, of course.
You gotta go.
Other shit has come to light, man. Yeah. When you did Rounders, what I think is weird is, first of all, you did that show Tilt on ESPN. ESPN for a while had it. They had that first 3rd and 10 or whatever, that football show that was great.
Yeah.
And they had Tilt, and they go, because when Mark Shapiro was there, when Michael Eisner actually spearheaded ESPN original programming.
Yes.
More Sports was one of those shows.
Did you really punch Mark? Did you punch him ever?
No.
Shapiro?
No.
You
never.
threatened to punch him, though.
Never. I went on Craig Kilborn. He tried to get me to badmouth ESPN. I said, no, I love ESPN. It's never not on. If you go in the house right now, it's on now on 3 rooms. Because I got it like that, player. Big screen in every room, partner. And I said, but Mark Shapiro is a fucking cocksucker.